What is going on, everybody? It is Tristan from Cafe Rica, and it is another episode of Drinks with Los Hermanos with our good friends that we met a couple years ago at Can Do Kitchen, Physic Kombucha. Danielle and Merideth are going to talk about how they've been bootstrapping it up and changing the kombucha industry in Kalamazoo. So enjoy, like, and subscribe.
How's it going, everybody? This is Jackson. I'm Tristan, and we are here. We're drinking the Los Hermanos. Our latest episode, we are going to be talking with Danielle and Merideth of Physic Kombucha. Not physique. Yeah, not physique.
No,
Physic.
not psychic. No.
We have, I would say, in our entrepreneurial journey, we've known them probably the longest out of anybody that we've interviewed to date, and probably will.
Yeah.
We met them at Can Do Kitchen, which they'll get more in depth on that in a little bit, but so they have a kombucha company, and it's pretty delicious. So we'll get started.
All right. First, tell us a little bit about your guys' origin story and who you are as people.
Well, my name is Meredith.
Hi, Meredith.
Hi. I studied exercise science, so I have a background in health and wellness and personal trainer, and I work in corporate fitness. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and then I moved to Kalamazoo, got married, and so that's a little bit about me.
I'm Danielle. I grew up in the St. Joe area and moved to Kalamazoo for school. So I'm a dietitian and met Meredith through church.
All right. So I didn't know the name. I thought it was always physique. How did you guys come up with physic? Is it something special to the name?
Yeah, so physic means to heal the body. So we believe that cold pressed juices and kombucha have healing properties. So it's almost a synonym for remedy or elixir, just a funner way, a more fun way to say it.
All right. Well, so I guess you guys gave us a little bit of background on how you got to Kalamazoo, but what started you guys wanting to make kombucha and bring it to the masses?
I started brewing kombucha like a year before we had started talking about starting a business together. So I started drinking it, and it's really expensive to buy in the store. And I was like, I can make this at home. So I started brewing it, and then you and I started talking about starting a business, and it just kind of like merged into that.
Yeah. I had taken like 3 months off of work because I had hip surgery. So literally, I sat on a couch and was just by myself in my thoughts. And so I had a brilliant thought, oh my gosh, Kalamazoo doesn't have any healthy beverages, nor Battle Creek, or healthy food options. So my first idea was to create a little cafe. So I started coming up with food ideas, making food, and I realized I hate making food. I hate cooking. I don't know why I'm doing this. And a part of the cafe, I wanted to do cold pressed juices. So then one night I was like, I just want to do cold pressed juices. And that's literally all I could think about. I didn't go to bed that night. I started a Pinterest page. I looked up names. I looked up juice recipes. And then me and Danielle went to Mexico together. Mm-hmm. And I told her my idea, what I was trying to do. And then she told me that she was kind of doing something similar with kombucha. So then that's how we kind of merged our brands.
So timeline, when was this?
2 years ago.
Yep.
2016?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So, we've said it a few times, kombucha. What exactly is kombucha?
So kombucha is a cultured tea. You start with green and black tea and add sugar and then something called a SCOBY. So it's a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. Sounds really gross, but it's really good for you. Similar to like any culture you would add to yogurt or kefir. So it's going to be what converts the sugar into a little bit of alcohol, and then the probiotics are infused, if you will, through that symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. And then you also get the beneficial acid, so the acetic acid and gluconic acid from that.
So, go ahead. I was saying, then you guys mix it with different juices, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we don't ever add any sugar during the second fermentation. We just rely on the sugar in the fruit juice.
Okay.
and we add less than 10% juice into each one. So it's not very sweet. It's just more of a subtle flavor.
It's definitely more mild than other.
Yeah, it's a lot
Kombuchas
more
I've had.
approachable.
Yeah.
It's beginner kombucha.
Beginner kombucha. So what are the health benefits of kombucha?
Yeah, the probiotics are definitely like what people talk about the most. But you're also getting that acetic acid, which I mentioned before, which is in apple cider vinegar, and that's why a lot of people will be like, oh, is there apple cider vinegar in here? It's just the same acid.
Okay.
And that's been shown. Some studies have proven it to have blood sugar lowering properties. It's also antibacterial, and it can help stabilize like weight gain or weight maintenance. So there's a lot going on in there. And then on top of that, you have the cold pressed juice. So you have all the enzymes and vitamins and antioxidants in the juice.
So what makes your guys' Booch different than others?
The juice,
Yeah.
the cold pressed juice. So a lot of kombucha companies will flavor with just the tea, and they'll use that. But with ours, we do cold pressed juices, so you get the nutrients, more vitamins and minerals. And we also try to source from local farms. So our plum and grape one is from a farm in Michigan. Our pomegranates and pineapple are not, though. But, so that makes ours different.
Okay, so you guys mix it with fresh pressed juice or cold pressed juice, which is why it doesn't taste as vinegary as some of the other ones. Like some of the other kombuchas I've tried really taste, I guess, say medicinal, or they're not very drinkable.
Yeah.
No.
We have a shorter shelf life on our product too, which we do intentionally because fresh kombucha tastes a lot better, and we don't have to worry about like pasteurizing to stop that fermentation process because we're putting the expiration date, so the product's being pulled before it could go above that alcohol level, and so you're just getting like a cleaner, more fresh product.
And so you said there's alcohol in it. How much are we talking? Because I've had a couple of people say, oh, there's alcohol in this. I want to stay away from this, but how much really is in there?
Yeah, less than 0.5%.
Less than 0.5%. Not getting lit off that.
No.
I guess if people have been following you on IG, your guys' IG is pretty awesome. What do you guys do that like keeps that fresh, and like where do you get kind of like inspiration for that?
It's a good question. Really, I mean, our branding, our bottles, like we love how clean they are. We wanted a clean, simple brand that really let the kombucha speak, because we love the colors of our kombucha, like the pomegranate color. We wanted that to come through more so than a ton of like branding that's confusing and jumbly. So really, we just like the clean label with, you know, some accent colors around it, and then just let the kombucha speak for itself.
What kind of trends do you guys see in the kombucha industry? I know that some bars have been starting to kind of carry them, and but what do you guys see that's being trendy?
Go for it.
All right. Well, I think smaller bottle sizes is like the first thing that I've been noticing. Our bottle right now is 16 ounces, so you get 2 to 3 servings, if not more, depending on how much you drink. So a trend towards smaller, like more manageable, and then with the smaller bottle, a lot of times it's more concentrated. So we're seeing a lot of like kombucha shots or gut health shots. The kombucha cocktails is definitely something that I'm seeing more on the coast, so we're hoping that moves in. We are talking to some local restaurants and hoping to get something going
Crossing our
soon.
fingers.
Yeah,
That would be great.
yep.
CBD is a big one too.
CBD is a big
Again,
one.
coast to coast, they're doing CBD infused kombuchas. We're not quite there yet.
Yeah. And then I'm seeing like a lot of the things that you see in juices bleed over, like juice bars bleed over into kombucha. So like your juice cleanses with the cayenne and maple syrup and lemon and that kind of stuff. We're seeing more almost like you were saying medicinal or like herbal kombuchas.
Sounds nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys don't currently have a storefront. You guys have been doing a lot of, I guess they call it bootstrapping in farmers markets and little shops and stuff like that. How has that gone for you? And do you think that was like really important for you guys as a brand?
Oh, yes. Our first time we sold was at the Kalamazoo Farmers Market, and it was amazing.
We sold out in like 2 hours.
Wow.
It was
Yeah, the very
incredible.
first time. And that like really was the perfect way to start selling to the public, and it was really well received. Got a lot of return customers. So we do the Kalamazoo Farmers Market, and then we have participated in the Bank Street Winter Market, and then we'll do some events too.
I think that's been really crucial to like get to know our customers too. The people in the community that shops within, like looking for brands that are in the community, really want to connect with whoever's making their product or growing their food. So it's been really fun not only to meet our customers, but then like we know the farmers that grow some of the produce that go into our products, and that's awesome.
It also bridges the gap between the customers and the farmers, so it's even more localized.
Yeah, and hearing about our customers' stories of them trying to make kombucha too. So it's like funny to talk about. We can give them tips and tricks and like flavoring techniques. So it's also fun.
Speaking of which, making kombucha is not easy to be legal, right? Like if you make it in your house, it's semi-easy, but like getting it to sell to the public, it's a lot harder, right?
Yeah. There were a lot more hoops than
We thought.
than we thought.
Licensing for kombucha and the cold pressed juice. So we had to do like 2 separate licensings too, because they're separate things.
And I had like gone through a bunch of courses during college, because I'm a dietitian, so that's like part of what we learn about. I was like, oh, it won't be that bad. We can like whip up this stuff, no problem. I had to do this in college, and no, it was a lot more work than what we thought. And both of us just finished a HACCP training program, so we had to like continue education in that way.
And then you guys licensed through the Michigan MDARD or FDA?
MDARD.
So do you guys ever plan on having a storefront?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think right now our focus is like really digging in our roots here, working with our retail partners, and then maybe down the line. But right now it's just focusing on like putting money back into the business for expanding production and distribution.
Yeah, we're
Some
trying
more
to get
B2C
to more places.
or B2B.
B2B.
Yeah, we want to expand more around Michigan first. I feel like before we can start a storefront.
Okay. I mean, kind of speaking of expanding production, how long does it take to make one bottle of kombucha?
It varies. So we regulate the temperature and the pH. So some batches can be 2 weeks, when another batch can be 3 weeks. But there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
So you guys mentioned 2 different fermentation cycles. So like, what is that kind of?
Yeah, so the initial fermentation cycle, that's usually about 10 days to 2 weeks, give or take. And then we remove the unflavored tea from the big brew kettles and put it into 1 gallon glass jugs, and then flavor it with the juice, and that ferments for 2 days, and then we bottle it from there.
Okay.
So back to expanding. What's the master plan for you guys? Are you gonna take this nationwide, or are you gonna stick to regional? It's a tough question to answer, but
Yeah, I think right
Regional.
now. Yeah, exactly. I think we really feel like at home here. Kalamazoo has such a fun beverage scene, and so this is the perfect spot for us. And if we can expand regionally, that would be awesome.
What was one of the, I guess, tools that helped kind of expand your business the most or get started, something in that area?
Can do kitchen.
Yeah, undoubtedly,
We did the course, 6-week long camp, and that really helped us a lot figure out wholesaling, our branding more, and help us get started.
It's like a lot of education, and then as you guys know, it plugs you into the network of food entrepreneurs in the area, and that those connections are invaluable. Yeah.
And I know for us, we, like you guys said, we learned a lot that we didn't even think was involved in food service. And
Oh
it's
my
like,
gosh.
it wasn't overwhelming, but there was just a lot that I was like, oh, I've never even thought about that.
This is a lot more than I ever envisioned.
Oh yeah, we would leave.
Totally.
And there were times when both of us were just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, we're like,
why are we
can we
doing
do
this?
Like,
And
wait
you
a
guys are
minute.
still full-time jobs, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we both do.
that's tough. What have been one of the biggest influences in your life or business or personal life too as well?
Oh no.
Go for it.
My parents are entrepreneurial, and so are my husband's parents. So growing up watching my dad work as hard as he did, and then Dan's like obviously been a huge support in this. So I think it helps coming from families that have paved the way. Like, you know what to expect, you know it's long hours, you know it's a lot of work, but you also get all of that like freedom and pride from creating something. So I would say that's probably,
Yeah,
I don't know.
family. I would say my husband, Zach, he went to school for business, and he has a couple of his own small businesses that he started. And so I would like tell him, you know, like about what we're doing and our plan. And he's like, just make sure you do something that you like. Like, make sure, like, you start first as it being a hobby, and then it grows into a business. Like, it's really hard to take something and just make it a business. You have to first love what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do love what we do. Like, even our long production day nights when we're working 6 till 11 p.m. at night after we just worked all day. I still come home like, I can't believe that we get to do this. It's so exciting. Like, because never in my wildest dreams, I feel like I would have thought that we would have been here doing this.
No, yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Are you guys moving a lot faster than you guys anticipated originally?
Yeah, I think so, especially coming off the farmer's market.
Yeah.
Like, we were both pretty concerned that we would see a big dip, but we've maintained and we're growing. So
Yeah.
it's really exciting.
It's a good sign to be continuing to grow even
Yeah.
on the off, like farmers market season.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
totally.
How many stores are you guys in right now?
And about 15 to
16 to 16, yeah.
around Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, and then we have a store at Mason Jar Cafe and St. Joe.
You can find those on your website, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Kalamazoo, our main ones are People's Food Co-op, and Walls,
Midtown Fresh,
Fresh.
Factory Coffee, Coexist Cafe,
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany's Wine and Spirits. So we're like scattered everywhere. It's
Yeah.
hard to avoid us.
Yeah,
That's the plan.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
that's the plan.
It's everywhere.
Slowly but surely.
It's right in front of you. So
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
hey. All right. My last two questions.
Yeah, so we like to end with the same two questions for all the guests that we have on there.
Oh, okay.
So you can answer in whatever order. The first one is, what failure or setback actually turned into a biggest positive for you guys, like business-wise? And then what kind of personal or business advice would you have for somebody who may be just needing that little extra push to get started in something they're passionate about?
Yeah. I like the setback that comes to mind, or like mistake for me, is I accidentally ordered the wrong labels initially. Like, it was the right
Yes,
label, but
I
it was the
remember
wrong flavor.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, can I swear?
Yeah.
I was like, well, shit, like, that's not good. I just spent like $300 on these labels, and we're just gonna
pinching pennies at
Yes.
this point. Like, oh no.
literally picking up change off the street.
Yeah.
Was there a return policy?
There was not. No,
Wow.
they were very, very explicit about that. So we
Yeah.
ended up launching, I think, with all 3 flavors.
Yes.
Or like a different.
Yeah.
We launched with all 3.
All three.
Okay.
All 3 flavors.
I now have the list.
So
Say
before
that
it was
fast.
supposed to be just 2 flavors,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and then
I
it was all
forget,
3.
Yeah.
But it
No.
ended up being a good
Yeah.
thing, because
We
it allowed people
sold
to,
them all.
yes, it gave exposure to all 3 flavors. And then when we moved into getting onto store shelves, it's better to have at least 2, if not 3 SKUs when you're going onto a store shelf. So we had labels to do that right away. So that was probably
That worked out.
Yeah.
There you go.
silver lining.
Silver lining.
Yeah.
So any advice for people?
Make sure you like what you're doing
Yeah.
and be flexible. You don't know, you might have a great idea that you think is going to work out, but maybe it's not well received, and listen to other people and figure out, it may be a different direction to help you get going. Be flexible and make sure you like what you're doing.
Yeah, I would say do your research too. Like, we spent a ton of time figuring out what our startup costs would be and like reaching out to people, but making sure we had great questions when we did, instead of just being like, can you tell me how you got started about your business? Because that's such a long,
Yeah.
It's
a big
box.
yeah, it's like such an open-ended question. And for a busy entrepreneur, it's like, I don't have time to like write all of that out.
Yeah.
And it's not that you don't want to be helpful, but if you can ask pointed questions, I think people are more willing to give you good advice and quality time.
Here's a pop-up question. Are there any new flavors coming out?
Ooh.
There are always new flavors coming out.
What are they?
Well, we have draft options available in our keg when we go to events or at the farmer's market this coming year. So we're playing around with a passion flower ginger, and then
Cranberry lime.
Tastes really good as a mixer.
And we're working on something,
Uh,
working on something with potentially cherries or something along that line. So,
Michigan
I was
cherries.
gonna say, you're gonna have some Michigan cherries.
yeah.
That's exciting. Can we maybe look for those this upcoming farmers market season?
Yeah, farmer's market, yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So where can the people find you on the internet? What's your social media tags?
Online.
Yeah, we're on the Facebook at Physic Kombucha. We're on Instagram, Physic Kombucha again, and we have a website. You can just Google Physic Kombucha.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's always great talking to you two and some of our oldest entrepreneur friends. And glad we get to kind of share your story with people. And glad you guys are doing so great.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank you. Yep. All right, everybody. That is going to be it for today's episode of Drinking Los Hermanos. Like to thank Danielle and Merideth again. Physic Kombucha. Look them up. Drink the Booch. It's really good. Boochy gang.
That's right.
Take it easy.